Hello, Mary Farias here with 5 Minutes is Better Than Nothing of Self-Development. We're reading my book, How to Study Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And we are on chapter 3 on faith, page 75. He says, this is the equivalent of saying that any impulse of thought, which is repeatedly passed on to the subconscious mind, is finally accepted and acted upon by the subconscious mind, which proceeds to translate that impulse into its physical equivalent by the most practical procedure available. In connection with this, consider again the statement, all thoughts which have been emotionalized, given feeling, and mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent or counterpart. The emotions or the feeling portion of thoughts are the factors which give thoughts vitality, life, and action. The emotions of faith, love, and sex, when mixed with any thought impulse, give it greater action than any of those emotions can do singly. Not only thought impulses which have been mixed with faith, but those which have been mixed with any of the positive emotions or any of the negative emotions may reach and influence the subconscious mind. From this statement, you will understand that the subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent a thought impulse of a negative or destructive nature just as readily as it will act upon thought impulses of a positive or constructive nature. This accounts for the strange phenomenon which so many millions of people experience, referred to as misfortune or bad luck. There are millions of people who believe themselves doomed to poverty and failure because of some strange force over which they believe they have no control. They are the creators of their own misfortunes because of this negative belief, which is picked up by the subconscious mind and translated into its physical equivalent. There is so much information in this one page. He's talking about the creative process. When we think a thought in our conscious mind and continuously think it over and over on purpose and put feeling in with it, it translates into our subconscious mind. It moves into our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind begins to accept it. As it does, that acceptance, that physical thought feeling in our subconscious mind moves our body into action. So when we think a thought over and over and over again, we get emotionally involved with it. The subconscious mind accepts it. And that is when our body is moved into action. It's compelled to act. We don't have to try and act. It acts automatically. And then when action happens, reaction occurs. That is the way it goes, right? If you do something, something else happens in return because of it. So that means our subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent thought impulses, right? So I like to use the example of making a sandwich. You think about, oh, I'm hungry, I could eat something. Oh, I want a sandwich. Think about a sandwich. What kind of sandwich do I want? That sounds really good. I get emotionally involved with it. You begin to make a sandwich, or you go buy a sandwich, but you move into action so that you get a sandwich. And the same is true for anything. The problem that we run into is that finding $1 million is harder in our minds to finding or creating or making a sandwich, right? So we have to understand that the process is just the same, but we give meaning to the thing, right? There's a law of relativity. Something is big because something else is small, right? $1 million is big because in comparison to a sandwich, for instance. But we have to understand there's nothing big and small to the universe, to universal intelligence. We give it meaning. And so when we think a thought, get emotionally involved with it, and we move ourselves into action, things begin to happen. That's all for today. Bye.